So what would it mean to you to restore yourself rather than just rest because you feel exhausted? Welcome to Coffee with Claire. Today I want to talk about the difference between these two because it happened to me in the weekend and I felt like I really just didn't want to do anything. I wanted to nap. I'd had a huge week. I was just feeling really lethargic, really tired. I hadn't slept very well all week. There had been a lot going on. And when you feel like that, all you want to do is just like chill on the couch, watch TV, scroll your phone. And I didn't even feel like I had the energy for reading. And I thought about what the outcomes would be if I did that versus what the outcomes would be if I did something different. So I thought about, okay, what's going to actually enliven me, rejuvenate me, make me feel better. And while I was brainstorming those things, I thought, hey, there's a couple of like small actions that I can take here. So I think the key thing is when you feel like that, you just don't really want to do anything. And the key thing is to do something small. So the first thing I did was my breathing exercise. So I do a breathing flow that Dave Wood narrates, and it's a really good one. It's only 5 minutes. It's just in and out, and then there's got a hold in the second half of it. So it's really simple, really great. Always feel pretty good after I do it. So I thought, okay, great, start with that. Then you feel a little bit of momentum. So you're like, oh, okay, I feel a bit better. So I went outside, did a couple of things, worked and did in the section. And then on a Sunday, we have a muscle club, which sounds like a joke. But now it's a workout where people come together and we do sort of like a mini community workout in our house. And everyone was away basically. And I thought, oh, I could just cancel it. And I didn't cancel it. And I don't think I did the biggest or hardest or longest workout I've ever done, but I did the workout. And then we had a sauna. My friend left and I thought, what's the next thing I could do to look after myself today? And in the end, I had a bath and it was the best thing ever. I got out of that bath and I started feeling like myself again. And I think it was the combination of probably those 4 things: doing the breathing, doing the workout, doing the sauna, having the bath. And I felt a lot more restored than I think I would have had I just tried to sleep all day. So I was reflecting on what that actually looks like for most people or for the day-to-day, and how you can actually have that in a micro way, because I think I probably made some mistakes last week that meant that I felt that way on Saturday and Sunday. And we actually don't really want to come into our weekends feeling crappy. We actually want to feel like we can enjoy and live the lives we want to live, and put that week kind of on the shelf and say, hey, we really nailed that. So thinking a little bit more ahead of this week, what I can be doing, and you could look at this too, is actually, okay, how do I manage my time? Where do I need my energy to go? And then how am I going to manage that energy with particular rituals or habits that are going to make me feel better? So starting off strong again this morning with my breathing, and then tonight going to yoga, another restorative practice. So just really thinking about, okay, putting these things in my calendar, what are those things can actually be to make me feel my best, give me energy, and restore my system, restore my nervous system, restore my brain, make me feel really, really good heading into the next day. So reflecting on that in a broader sense, I think every single person has something different that makes them feel restored. Sometimes it's doing something quite active, it's mountain biking, or it's climbing, or it's running, or sometimes it's doing something creative like a hobby. And I think hobbies also, for me anyway, they break like a circuit of thinking sometimes, because often they're quite creative. You're doing something with your hands, you might be painting, or I love doing that stuff because I'm not thinking super directively about something, which is what I do all day, every day. So hobbies are amazing. movement is amazing, and then something that's going to be some sort of reset for your nervous system and your body. So breathing is a really good one, yoga is a good one, something that's going to kind of calm that down and down regulate. So think about what those practices are for you. I think they're really important to put into your routine, but also just know what levers you've got to pull if you're feeling a bit off or feeling a bit exhausted, and what are you actually going to do to really shift the dial on getting back to that kind of high performance space or yourself. So that is my Coffee with Claire yarn this morning. Have an amazing week. Put something wonderful in it to set yourself up for success, and enjoy your coffee.